Are you about to leave a house sitting vacant for weeks? You need to watch this video and make sure you stick to the end, as I'm going to share with you a power tip that it's not shared by most. Coming up. Welcome back to another episode of An Investor's Journey. I am your host, Jonathan Barbera, and with me is Mr. John Barr. And if this is your first time on our channel, we are here to share with you tips and strategies on things that are working in the market right now to help you become a better investor and invest in real estate the right way. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. In this video, guys, we're going to share with you, like I said, how and what you need to do before you leave a house vacant. So it's not just close the door and now it's vacant. When is this gonna happen? When maybe you finish the renovations and your house is on the contract or it's about to sell and all this, and it's gonna take 30, 40 days before it's closed. Or any other number of scenarios, right?
Or when you're seasoning a house between, you just owned it and you can't sell it for 90 days, it's gonna be 6 weeks before you start the renovation. If it's just gonna be sitting here vacant. Like, houses don't like sitting vacant. Like, they have way too many moving parts associated with them when you just like buy them and leave them. So there's certain things you really should do and consider if your house can be sitting vacant for a period of time.
So, tip number one, what is the biggest thing you want to focus on? Is leaving the stuff in the kitchen open, right? That means your refrigerator. You want to leave your refrigerator open because it's going to start to stink after a long time, and it's going to really stink.
Oh, and you need to make sure you open the refrigerator that there's nothing in the refrigerator before. Because we've messed with a bought a property before, turned the power off, and didn't open the refrigerator, and turned out there was a bunch of food in the freezer, and it just ruined the freezer, and the smell in the house we couldn't get out for weeks.
Yeah.
But so yeah, definitely open the refrigerator, turn it off, and let it sit open. Even if it's already turned off, you want to leave the doors open because that stagnant air in there, that moisture can build and won't dry, and then all of a sudden you open it 3 weeks later and you just have mold through the entire refrigerator, and it can ruin it, especially if you turn it back on and that pump starts running. You can immediately ruin the condenser in there as far as like getting the smell of the coils that you can never get back out.
Another good thing to consider is possibly getting one of those little orange Arm & Hammer baking soda boxes. You just open a tip, put it in the fridge, and what that does is it absorbs odors and humidity and all that stuff. So at least it keeps it nice and clean. This is if you want to preserve the refrigerator. So there's a lot of times that you buy a house, like we bought this one, and it had a refrigerator in it, and it's just an added value to sell it, or even if you're going to rent it with the refrigerator included. So make sure that is one of the biggest features.
Another tip would be is to make sure you open up cabinets. So if you have any like water leaks in the house, like this, like underneath your kitchens and your vanities and your bathrooms, like just open the doors. Like, it's a simple thing that 9 out of 10 times isn't going to be a problem, but that one time you're going to wish you did it. So it's also giving the added benefit that you open it up, that you don't see something down there after the previous homeowner moved out. That's going to be an additional problem for you, that there's something moist down there, like, ah man, I probably should rip this out now so it has time to dry the next couple weeks. So you can have that taken care of. So that's one thing we always do at a house sitting vacant: open all the vanities, make sure all the water's there. Another tip and trick that we always go through is, we obviously have power and utilities in the house to check it out, make sure everything's working, but we go and turn it back off, not at the city level, on our level. We go to the main utility box, go and turn all the main breakers off. You don't need to do it inside the garage where your main panel is, because that panel is controlled by the main panel outside that usually controls your range, your condenser, and your, quote, they call it the sub panel in the garage. Just turn all the power off. Let everybody know it's coming in, that hey, power's on, you got to go flip that breaker and all the power will come on. But that way you don't have any electricity running through here to where if you get a bug and nobody's here, all of a sudden they chew on a wire and light your house on fire, there's no power running through the house. You don't have that issue. So the next tip you would want to talk about is the water. You have all these pressurized pipes in your walls, and if a little leak, a pinhole appears, and you're not going to be here for 3 weeks, and you come in here and all of a sudden your entire house is flooded. I'd rather just turn the water off. It's on if I need it, but it's turned off on my side of the city where I can turn that water off and on at my will, and to know I'm here when that water turns on. So the big thing is, if you forget everything else, turn the utilities off on your side. If you have them turned on at your city level, or whoever's providing you that service, and just turn it off on your side that you can turn it on and off. The next tip you'd want to look at is when you walk through a house, when you're leaving it, like, if you have blinds, shut all the blinds. You don't want peeping Toms going in here and looking at it. Go through and check all of your windows. A lot of times homeowners don't realize that they leave a few windows unlocked. Go through, make sure all your windows are locked, all your blinds are drawn, shut, make sure all the doors are locked when you last leave the house, and kind of make sure when you leave the house, go walk through the outside, make sure there's nothing that looks inviting to somebody wanting to do damage. Make sure your gates are locked. And
the biggest thing with the blinds, I mean, to keep in mind is, as investors, right, when we drive for dollars, we're always looking for vacant houses. One of the biggest key is what we call a see-through house, right? A house that you can see through the front window all the way to the back.
No furniture.
Because they don't have anything. You don't want, it's not just for peeping Toms, but you don't want people to know that the house is sitting vacant, because then you can get squatters, you can get people that try to break in and steal stuff. You know, like you don't want any of those problems. So the more you can create privacy, the harder it's going to be for them to understand if it is or isn't vacant or if anybody's inside. Now, the biggest thing is the power tip that I told you at the beginning. Power tip is talk to your neighbors. You cannot have a better security system than nosy neighbors.
Maybe besides a chihuahua sitting inside the house.
Yeah, unless you get a chihuahua, make sure to feed them. Leave them some water. But definitely the nosy neighbors, but the neighbors are always a great source to protect your home. You go to all your neighbors, right, from next door, from across the street, and you tell them the situation. You be like, hey, I either just sold this house, or I'm renovating it, or whatever it is. I just bought it, you know, I want to introduce myself. It's going to be sitting vacant for a few weeks. Here's my phone number. If you keep an eye on it, if you see anything weird, just please give me a call. You know, I want to make sure that we don't have any problems. I want to keep the neighborhood nice and safe for you. And you're going to have literally 24/7 security system on your property by simply talking to the neighbors. So this was a quick video, but it's a really important video. It's things that are overlooked all the time by investors. So make sure next time you're going to have a house sitting vacant that you do these tips. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.